So yesterday we have seen local storage class, that is auto, static, and register. And now you know that all variables which are declared inside a function, these are called local variables. If variables are declared outside a function, then these are global variables. So first we will write a program using global variables, and then I will explain what is the static and what is the external. With simple example. Suppose I declare a variable as num, and if I print this, we know that num is an auto variable. If I build and execute this program, it will print garbage values, right? Junk values, because it is auto variable and it is initialized. If it is not initialized, then it contains some junk value, some arbitrary value. This is a local variable. When we think about a global variable, suppose I declare here number, right? So this is a global variable. First, let's see what is the global variable. Variable declared outside a function. It has got file scope. It's called a file scope. Right? This is declared. Say this is a file, right? This said that it is got a file scope. Like auto variable has got block scope. Okay? The, the block in which it is declared, it is called a block scope. So likewise, global variable has got the file scope. It is accessible to all functions. So suppose I call here some function, call me. Suppose call me is name of the function. I will write the prototype here. Function is not taking any argument and function is returning nothing. If I try to print here, suppose num, if I try to build this program, it will give an error because this num in the main function, it has got scope limited to the main function. That's why this num is not accessible, right? Not visible. This num is not visible in this function. That's why it given error. But suppose I write number. So this variable number, since it is at the global level, at the file scope, this function can have access to the variable number. Right? That is what actually I said here. So if I compile this program, you won't get any warning or error, right? It will just give a warning that num is not initialized, this num, right? These days actually compiler give you warning if you do not initialize or do not initialize auto variable, or you declare a variable, initialize it, and you don't use that, okay, then it gives you warning. I mean, these days compiler give you warning. That is just a development. Otherwise, in the past, no such facility was there. Now, suppose I write here number is equal to 5 and I print here. I'll initialize this to suppose 10. So let's see what happens. Suppose I comment this. If I run this, the value of this number, that is a global level, it will contain 0. It will not contain any garbage value, right? So number contains 0. What is the third feature? It is initialized to 0, right? Which variable from the local storage class was initialized to 0? Static. When you declare a variable, that is a local variable. When you declare a variable inside a function as a static, it is initialized to 0 automatically. In case of global variable, it is initialized to 0. Right? Now suppose I write this, num is equal to 5. Right? So it will print 5 here. Okay. Let's observe this phenomenon. Right? So number is 5. This is output in the main function and this is output in the call me function. Right? Now suppose I write number plus plus, right? And after call me function, I print again number. So what it will do, since it is at the global variable, as I told you repeatedly, this variable is accessible to main function as well as call me function. Now this number variable at the global level 5 has been assigned, so it will print 5 here, right? Then function is called, then it will print 5 here. Once it is printed, the number will be incremented, so it becomes 6. So it will print 5, 5, and then 6, right? 5, 5, and 6, likewise. Or rather, it should print. Let's see what happens. Got that? It prints 5, 5, and 6, right? So what the conclusion we can draw? This variable, which is a global variable, since it can be accessed from all functions, this is a bit dangerous. Why it is dangerous? When you declare variable at the global level, then it can be tampered. It can be played along with. Okay, rather tampered is the perfect word. It can be tampered or it may be tampered by any function in that program, and it is very difficult to manage that. Okay, any function can play along with that. Any function can change the value. So it is dangerous. Okay, it is very difficult. What I want to tell you is that, okay, let me finish this first. It is initialized to 0. It is given memory in the global or static portion of the data segment. I will just write DS, data segment. It is not data structure. So data segment you can recall. Okay? So lower portion of that where static memories, static variable memory for the static variable is given. If you want to check, we'll try to print the address of that, right? Address of what? Number %u slash n, right? Ampersand number. And here also I will print the address of local variable num. Right? We will run this program again. So see here, okay. If you can recall yesterday's program, static variable was also addressed like this 42. Okay, so global variable and static variable reside in the same part of data segment. Right? If you can recall yesterday's output, and this as we see regularly, this is somewhere in 64222268, and this is 4237824. Okay, so huge gap is there. Hmm? So that is the conclusion for this statement. Okay, this is the conclusion. Now, what is remaining? Time. Scope dimension we have discussed. Scope is accessible to all functions. Time dimension, the variable is alive till the control goes outside the main function, right? So throughout program, the variable is alive, right? Like static variable. Static variable, the variable is alive till control goes outside the main function. Similarly, the global variable has got scope outside the main function, right? Fine. Now let's talk about external and static. Suppose there is a, now we have written one program which in which we call one function call me. Okay, so recall that program when I explain this. Suppose was a small program only for the demonstration of that how that global variable works. But in real life world, while developing softwares, right, which are written in C language or which have been written in C language in the past. Suppose there is a team of three people for our understanding. There is a team of three people because we want to understand what is external and what is static. That is, I'm talking about the global. So we are going to discuss about what is global static and external keyword. So suppose there are three people. One is a team leader and two are working under him as a subordinates, right? So one team leader and two subordinates. Suppose team leader writes main function, right? So this is the main function. So there will be main, right? I will try to write just. Sorry if I fail to write in a neat manner. So there will be a main, right? Very difficult to write this opening curly brace. Okay, this is closing curly brace. Right? Some new operator is there, which is not on the keyboard. Now, this is suppose this is team leader and the name of his file, suppose test.c. Suppose name of that file is test.c, right? But he is not. We will assume that the software is of number of lines are there. We do not know. We will assume that the number of lines is suppose 500 lines code is there. But he is not going to do everything. So he is going to write main function, and he has given that task of writing few functions to two people. So there is so suppose there is one function, one file, another file, okay, which has been created by that is subordinate, right? So suppose this is subordinate. What we can say? We'll say D1, developer one, right? Now the D1 has been assigned to write some functions. Suppose for time being, we will assume that he has been given only to write one function. So he will write some function as suppose what name I can give. Suppose name of that function is call me, right? Right? Call me. Okay. Sorry for typo mistake. Now um, suppose this team leader, okay, declare some variable as team leader declare some variable as int, suppose num, right? Int num. Now, obviously, when this program uh, when this whole software, this program is to be compiled and executed. Obviously, if this function, this program is to be executed, since call me has been definitely this team leader must have called the call me function from here, right? But since this call me doesn't is not here in this file, this program won't be compiled and executed, right? Because function has to be there. So for that, what he will do, the last chapter, right? Last chapter, what he will do, he will write, the team leader will write here hash include. I told you that double quotes, okay, which is pending yet. Suppose the name of this file is prg01, right? prgd01 dot. Suppose for time being we will say h. It is not h basically, that it is dot c. For time being. So obviously, what will happen? This file has to include here, right? So he has to write here prg, right? 01 dot h, right? So once he includes that, this file will be included in this file, right? Now, since the team leader has declared this variable, okay, there must be some intention. What is the intention? Definitely that this num variable must be accessible to call me, right? That is the reason, because we know that global variable has got access to all functions. So team leader thinks that this num variable I need to give access to another function. Okay, he declared the variable as at global level so that it is accessible. The problem is that this num, even though this file is included here, when this file is included here, this function is here at the top, right? But this variable won't be available for this function. Even the file is included, it is not available. Okay. In that case, this team leader will ask D1, okay, or D1 will, okay, because he has to ask that. I mean, after all, team leader has to know, has got daily communication along with D1, right? So if D1 wants to use the variable num in his file, he will write here extern, right? Extern int num, right? This is a semicolon, no? Not comma. Extern int num. So this extern tells the compiler that num, this is not declared here, but this is declared somewhere, and somewhere means it is here, right? This is declared here, so it doesn't give any error, and this num can be used by call me function, right? So this is called declaration. I think I should have some digital pen to write on this. Okay, this is called a declaration, and this is called definition. You won't be asked these kind of difficult questions, at least in the college. Okay. At the campus, they may ask you what is the difference between declaration and definition of a variable. So this is declaration. Okay, putting the extern modifier. Okay, so that variable, global variable can be accessed by that function. The extern keyword is attached, so that is the extern. Hmm. Now suppose there is another developer, as I told, he is a D2, right? His name is D2. What happens? Right? Suppose he has written some function. Okay. Suppose he has written function. Suppose name of the function is check. It's easy. Just name of the function. Huh? And this has been also called. Okay. Either by the team leader or even by the D1. A lot of possibilities are there, because right. So either team leader has called that function or D1 has called. I mean, anybody can call that. Obviously, this file will be included here, right, in the test.c file, because this is the main function and this is going to be the starting point of program execution, right? The file which contains the main function can be the only starting point of program execution, because while learning basics, we have seen that any C program can contain only one main function, one and only one main function, and Program execution always starts from the main function. These are basic points we learned in the first chapter before we start programming. Now, suppose there is another variable, like there is no place here, so I will use some. There is another variable, suppose here, right? The name of the variable is suppose int p, right? Now, this int p variable declared by the team leader, okay, this, I mean, D2 can access that. Even D1 can access that. What D1 will do, he will write extern int p, that's it. Okay. Even D2 can access that if D2 writes, because D2 even can write extern int num. Okay, so that num will be accessible to function check. Likewise, D2 can access this int p by writing just extern int p. So once he writes that in his file, the check function written by him will have access to the global variable declared by the team leader, whose name is num. Right? Now, suppose the team leader doesn't want to give access to D2 for the variable p. Okay, because he knows that p can be accessed by the developer D2 only by writing single statement, that extern np. So what he will do, Denis Ritchie was a very clever person, no doubt about that. He has provided all facilities to the programmer, thinking about all uh, permutations and combinations. So if you want to know give access to the another function in another file, then he told that attach the keyword extern. From where does the extern word comes? Extern keyword extends the scope of a global variable beyond the file scope. That is the definition of extern. Extern keyword extends the scope of a global variable beyond its file scope or beyond its normal boundaries. What is the normal boundary of int num? This is the normal boundary. Just attaching the extern keyword, normal boundaries will be extended for this much. That's why they call it the extern. Right? Now, coming back to this problem, since the team leader wants to restrict D2 from accessing P, okay, what he will do, he will attach the keyword static here, right? So he will write static int P. What will happen? Once he writes static int P, this variable P will be accessible to all functions in that file, okay? And even though these two files are included in this file, P is not accessible to, even though he writes here. I mean, P is not at all accessible. But suppose that is developer to write here extern. Okay, try to write extern in P, right? If he, okay, this statement, will give a compile time error. Okay? So this is how the extern modifier and static modifier for global variables work. So I think now you are in a position to differentiate between local static and global static. Suppose now I'm not writing multi-file programming. Okay, I'm just rearranging the code. Okay, So suppose I think you can imagine all these things. Okay, this is the program written by the team leader. This is the function written by the developer, and this team leader has included file, another file in which that function has been written. So I told you, whenever file is included, the contents of that file will come as they are in this file. So just imagine that these contents have come here only because of file inclusion. Okay. So this is the function which is written in another file. Okay. So what I want to exhibit is that, okay, I will keep the gap intentionally, this much gap, right? So if I run this code now, okay, number is a global variable, right? So far, I will comment this, right? I mean, nothing is there, okay? If this program individually is executed, it will run, right? It will give output, right? There is no problem. But suppose I write this, okay? It gives you an error, right? Got that point? See, this function is in the same file, and global variable, we say that it has got file scope. This has got the file scope, right? So this function should have access to the variable number, but it doesn't have. It doesn't have. Okay, it gives an error. What does it say? Number undeclared. Okay. So what does Dennis Ritchie suggest? Okay, right? Extern int. That's it. Okay. Basically, this is just declaration. Okay. What do you mean by declaration? This statement is telling the compiler that this go for definition of this variable somewhere else. Somewhere else. Okay. No program will be executed. Got that? No problem. Right? And what about static? How I can show you static? Suppose I don't know whether let's check here. Think this static. We'll check whether that extern is not allowed or not. It allows you, right? When you declare static, it doesn't allow you. It gives you the error, right? When you write here the extern, okay, this doesn't allow you, okay, to access that variable. So static, global static variable prevents you, restricts you for accessing the global variable, right? One single program, I have explained you everything. Hmm? The program is simple. Program is simple. Shall we stop? Or any questions are there? I hope you understood the difference between static and external.